What is interpersonal leadership?
Important research on leader interpersonal and influence skills, to examine frameworks, to look at leadership development practices in the area of soft skills. In short, to try to move things forward. The Kravis Delaware Roulette Conference on Soft Leader Skills Leadership Conference at Claremont McKenna College, entitled Understanding and Assessing Soft Leader Skills. We invited a number of noted leadership experts.
Please tell me some features.
Whose research has focused on leader interpersonal and/or influence skills, as well as experts in emotional and nonverbal communication. We also published a call for papers and received a number of submissions, and we invited some of those authors to also present their research at the conference. One thing that did surprise us was the rather small number of submissions, far fewer than we had received for other leadership conference calls for papers. It seemed that few scholars were researching the soft skills, which our call suggested consisted of the interpersonal skills, communication skills, persuasion skills, political savvy, and emotional abilities used by leaders. In the response to our call for papers, we were a bit surprised by both the low number and the broad scope of the submitted papers. Some of the topics seemed far afield from the domain of interpersonal and soft leader skills, such as research on virtual teams and communication technology, work on leader self-definition and identity, and research on leader character/ethics. The last topic was included and is represented in this book. We began to realize that the soft side of leadership cut quite a wide swath. The first day of the conference was a closed session with the conference presenters and invited scholars and guests. This day was designed to discuss issues related to the conceptualization and understanding of leader soft skills. We hope to get our arms around the domain and to provide definitions, make connections among topics, and perhaps gain new insights. Another goal was for the presenters to preview their next day's presentations in order to better integrate the topics and to discuss this book. Through this exchange, our eventual chapter authors had a good understanding of what would eventually become the book's chapters, so
hard, science and soft skills 3 that they could cross-reference each other's work and come to some common understanding of the nature and scope of the topic.
One thing was clear from the outset. People did not like the term soft skills. So the discussion turned to labeling and defining the domain. We considered a number of terms: conceptual skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills, and so forth. In the end, we settled on the title of this book, Interpersonal and Influence Skills, but the subtitle still uses the term soft skills for clarity's sake. This issue of what to call the domain of leader soft skills will likely continue into the future. It was clear to many of the participants that we lacked an agreed upon
framework for conceptualizing leader interpersonal and soft skills.
Several of our presentations, and several of the chapters in this book, suggest specific frameworks for leader skills, although none of them is comprehensive enough to represent the broad domain of leader skills discussed throughout the day. A third concern that emerged from our first day discussion was that of measurement. A number of techniques were discussed, but some participants expressed concern that reliance on ratings, either self-ratings or ratings by others, was deficient. Many of the studies presented in this book rely on ratings of leader interpersonal or influence skills,
including self-report ratings and ratings by others, including 360-degree ratings from supervisors, subordinates, and others. Socially desirable responding for self-report assessments, halo effects, and other biases are a problem with ratings. Clearly, observational methods or performance-based measures, e.g., assessment center exercises, could more accurately assess some
of these skills, but these are expensive and time-consuming to obtain, particularly in work organizations. Another issue concerned whether there was a hierarchy of leader interpersonal skills, such that simpler, more basic skills lay at the foundation, with more complex skills building from the basic skills. Along the same line, are the skills of higher-level leaders more complex or different from, or the same as, the skills needed for the success of lower-level leaders? Another possible way that soft skills could be arranged concerned the locus of the skills, With skills of self-management/leadership at the core, interpersonal dyadic skills at the next level, think, perhaps, concentric circles, and group-level skills at the outermost level. The female portion of the discussion on the first day of the conference focused on developing soft skills. Nearly all of the scholars in attendance.
No more today, thank you all.